Hello, another example ko na. Now, we are still in the process of using cosine and sine law to find r and theta. So, we have a new set of given here. Vector A is 10 newtons, 50 degrees against the y-axis. And vector B is 5 newtons, 30 degrees against the x-axis. So, since under the Japansang parallelogram method, the first rule or first step is to draw a parallelogram. So we'll reflect vector A over here. And then we'll reflect vector B over here. So we have seen this parallelogram. We have drawn this parallelogram, and from the origin, from the origin towards their intersection, this is going to be our resultant. Alright? So, magina siya first step niyo guys sa draw the parallelogram. Then, from the origin, pakadto sa intersection, amo na ang resultant. So, let me just copy this. Copy. Paste. Okay. Now, mapili kita, or we are going to pick one triangle between the two of them. Left or right triangle, like that. So I think in my humble opinion, I will use this right triangle because I just like that nahigo niya si y-axis, like that. So like natunga or napihak ang angle sa isang triangle or whatever, like that. So I will get rid of the lines that I don't want to use anymore para ma-focus ta sa aton nga triangle. Sorry. I think that's okay. Now, for letter B, as is lang siya. So, from your observation, perhaps from the previous example, no, one of the lines or one of the vectors will be the original vector. Meanwhile, one of the vectors will be the mirrored or the copy. In this case, si A ang naging copy. Now, siguro, if I draw a vertical, let me draw that in orange. Kung madraw ko di vertical line, mapariho ni siya diri, which is 50 degrees. Now, another thing, no, if I continue to drop this vertical line, there is a little triangle that is going to be formed in 30 degrees, and then my right angle, and therefore, how much is this? Isn't this 60 degrees? Sige, na siya, steady lang na siya. 1 second, erase pixel. Sige. So, this time, let us write the equation for r squared equals. So, you can either use, let's just start with 10 newtons squared plus 5 newtons squared minus 2 times 10 times 5 cosine, let's use alpha. This angle, alpha, is the angle right across r, this angle. So earlier, we already analyzed this. Diba 50 ni siya? Meanwhile, this is 60 because of that small triangle formed down here. The two of them and this little angle nga ginapangita ta, they all form 180 degrees kay straight straight angle na siya. So 50 and then 60, pila na lang niyo if their total is supposed to be 180. 180 minus 50 minus 60 equals, wala ko salig sa self ko, but I think that's 70. Wait lang. 180 minus 50 minus 60. Yep, it's 70. So this angle over here is 70 degrees. So let's get rid of alpha and let's write 70 degrees. And therefore, makasolve na to sa magnitude ni resultant. Square root of 10 squared plus 5 squared minus 2 times 10 times 5 times cosine 70. You're supposed to get, one second, you're supposed to get 9.53 newtons. So don't forget your unit. 9.53 newtons is the magnitude of our resultant. Now, the second struggle, the alpha. Okay, or the alpha, the theta. Where's the theta? Where is it supposed to be located? If this is our resultant, this straight line over here, we are looking for its angle against the x-axis. So, technically, it's the angle from 0 pakadto dire. But what we are going to find later is this angle. So, i-adjust na siya later, ha? Okay? So, possibly, ang masuma na to later is going to be this angle. Let's just see. Okay. We can now use sine law. So, sine law states nga ang sa babaw is one of the sides. So, let's use 9.53, the resultant. Sine over sine, the angle across it, which was 70 degrees. Ang aton gin-analyze kina. Equals. So, okay. What's going to happen is we have to choose either vector B, ang pink, or vector A, ang orange. Let me put here 10 newtons. Either vector A or vector B para makakita kita sang angle that we can, use. But, kagina naka-mention ko no nga basi ang masuma naton dire, we'll just see. Apparently, we can use vector A and then, ang angle across it is this angle. Okay. Pwede na siya magamit. And then, we can just add 30. Ma-add na lang to 30. So, from the origin, or from 0 degree angle, from 0 degree angle, pakadto sa resultant, amo na siyang masumata. Okay, proceed ta So, 10 over sine, let's just use beta. And then, para hindi ka mo madugayan sa calculator, hulat sa inyong shift solve, cross-multiply ka mo. 9.53 sine beta equals 10 sine 70. And then, diba, ma-divide lang ta both sides by 9.53. And then, we know that sine will be transposed. So, in the end, beta is equal to inverse sine 10 sine 70 over 9.53. Let's see, beta. Inverse sine 10 sine 70 over 9.53. I got 80.41 degrees. But remember, good guys this angle is the angle right across A, which is this. So this is the 80.41 degrees. What we're looking for is from the 0 degree angle, diri nga side pakadto kay resultant. Pila ni gani Diba 30 degrees nakasulat. Therefore, the direction of my resultant, theta, is actually 30 from the origin plus ang nasuma tabag ulang 80.41 degrees. Therefore, theta is equal to 110.41 degrees. Alright? So, there's no need to consider if this is negative or positive. It moves counterclockwise. So, positive siya. Unlike sa previous example. And, yeah, that's another example for using cosine and sine law to find the magnitude R and theta and direction.